Then, so before this verse, in this chapter, Krishna spoke about one very important verse. So he says, Ashtadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Buddhi Samsara Vatmani. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me. Krishna is saying that unless one engages faith in devotional service to him, one cannot understand Krishna. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So, they have to take birth again. The key is that we have to understand Krishna, and to understand Krishna, Krishna says, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. We can understand Krishna only by devotion, not by any other means. And it's important to understand this. Why is it that only devotees can understand Krishna? Why not others? Because it requires faith. It requires faith to accept what Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So he says Ananya chintayanto mam. Ananya means continuously, without deviation, purely. Ananya chintayanto mam. One who thinks about Krishna all the time, which means that one who engages in Krishna's service, one who does devotion. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So Krishna is saying that I will take care of them. I will take care of them, which means that he is saying that I will protect whatever they have, I will give whatever they don't have. Now this is a statement, a promise that Krishna is making in Bhagavad Gita. Now, who will follow this statement? Who will want to follow this statement? Somebody who can have faith in this statement can try to follow. Isn't it? Because Krishna is saying, just depend on me, I will take care. Now, to be able to do that, one needs to have faith in Krishna's words. Now, when somebody has faith in Krishna's words, then he will try to implement it in his life. And when he tries to implement it in his life, he sees, yeah, Krishna is actually doing Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Krishna is taking care of me. Then they can understand, oh yes, whatever Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita is true. But those who don't have faith in Krishna, they will hear these instructions in Bhagavad Gita and for them it's just some knowledge. If you don't put knowledge into practice, you cannot ascertain whether whatever is being spoken is true or not. And only when we try to follow and we experience Krishna's statements becoming true, then we will have faith in Krishna, then we will understand Krishna. Oh, Krishna is so, he is Bhakta Vatsala. He loves his devotees. He takes care of his devotees. No, if we tell this to somebody who is not a devotee, he is not going to understand. So, Krishna said here in the beginning, this 7th chapter to 12th chapter is about devotion, and Krishna is saying, without doing devotion, you can't understand me. So, very controversial. There have been many great philosophers in the country, politician philosophers. They are not devotee philosophers, they are politician philosophers. Right? And they could not understand Krishna. So they misinterpreted Bhagavad Gita. Like one is Dr. Radhakrishna. So Radhakrishna had a doctorate in philosophy. He was Dr. Radhakrishna, doctorate in not medical science, doctorate in philosophy. And he could not understand what Krishna said by saying Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna is saying Sarva Dharman Parityajya. It's very simple Sanskrit. Sarva Dharman, all dharma. Parityajya means tyajya, tyaga, giving up. Mam ekam. Krishna is saying Mam ekam. Mam means me, ekam means only me. Sharanam Vraja. Sharanam means surrender, Vraja means take. So it's a very simple Sanskrit sentence saying that give up everything, depend on me. Am tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I will liberate you from all your miseries. Krishna is making a very simple Sanskrit sentence. Even KG1 in Sanskrit can understand this sentence. Right? Now, but then there is interpretation. they interpret saying that no, Krishna is not saying surrender unto me. Krishna is saying surrender unto the unborn in me. Where there that unborn is not there in the line at all in what Krishna spoke. Now where did this unborn in me come? It is their interpretation because they think that Krishna is also like us. Now we have something unborn in us. What is that unborn? Atma. The Atma in this body is unborn. Body is born, body dies. Atma is unborn. But Krishna's body, Krishna's Atma are all spiritual. So everything is unborn. There is nothing specifically unborn in Krishna. But because he thought that Krishna is just one great personality, he took birth like one of us. He's saying, don't surrender to Krishna, surrender to the Atma in Krishna. Why? Because he could not understand Krishna. That's why Krishna said in the 4th chapter, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. We have to understand that Krishna's birth and Krishna's activities are transcendental, Divyam, meaning they don't belong to this material world. Which means don't look at them from material vision. If you look at it from material vision, we can't understand Krishna. So now Krishna is in the 9th chapter is giving little more knowledge. So he is talking about the energy which creates this material world. So that is this very, very important verse. Actually, before this he said very confusing statements. One, he said, everything is in me, I am not in them. First he said, everything is in me, I am not in them. Meaning the whole creation is in Krishna. And Krishna is saying, I am not in them, meaning I am not in these created things. And in the next verse he says, no, I am in them. So this chapter is very, very philosophical. And generally, if you can't understand Krishna's supreme position, then we will just give it some meaning. And so we should understand that Krishna is all pervading in this material world by his energy. Krishna's energy, which is called Maya Shakti or material energy, it pervades this material world, meaning it is there everywhere in this material world. So, but it is not Krishna, it is an energy of Krishna. But Krishna is in the spiritual world. So, in one sense, Krishna is saying, see, I am, all of them are in me, because the whole creation comes from Krishna. So, before creation, the whole creation is inside Krishna. Like in the 10th canto pastimes, we see that Krishna opens his mouth and Yashoda sees the whole material universe, and she also sees Vrindavan. She sees Krishna in that, and she sees Yashoda also herself, and she's confused, saying that what is going on? Maybe some ghost has attacked my son, and because she just loves her son, she doesn't even think that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So the whole creation, before it manifests, where is our Mahavishnu? So we should look at that picture. Mahavishnu is lying down in Yoga Nidra, and from his skin pores, unlimited universes are coming out. Balls that you can see there, like Brahmanda, they're called. All those universes are coming out of the body of Krishna, Mahavishnu. So before they came out, where were they? They were inside Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu, that's why it's called Mahavishnu. He is Maha, meaning great. He's huge. And all these universes in subtle form. It's like if you take a seed, if you put water, then it floats. Till you put water, it can be in a very small form. So the universes are like that in very tiny form inside Mahavishnu's body. And then when he breathes, they all come out, and then they become big and big universes. But everything is in Mahavishnu. So when Krishna says everything is in me, that means that everything before it got created was in Mahavishnu. But he's saying I am not in them, because he is there on top. See, there is Krishna standing there, and that whole light around that is Brahma Jyoti. So Krishna is saying, no, I am not in them, I am there outside. But then in the form of his energy, he enters into each and every Brahmanda to animate it. Animate means whatever things we want, we need here, Krishna has to create. And that creation, Krishna does through the material energy. So that is this verse. It's a very, very important verse to understand. It's one of the, we can say, fundamental verse to understand this material world. So we'll read this. Maya dhakshena prakriti सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते. Okay. Chant. मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते. Okay, so Krishna is saying Mayadhyakshena Prakritihi. So Prakriti means material nature. Material nature means the energy by which Krishna creates this material world. That energy is called material energy. And the energy by which the spiritual world is created is called spiritual energy. Now this material energy or material nature, she is called Durga. Her name is Durga Devi. She is this material nature. So Krishna is saying Maya Adhyakshena. Maya means my, by my. Adhyakshena means superintendence, meaning I am overseeing this material nature. By my overseeing, it is working under my direction. Prabhupada is saying this material nature suyate sa characharam. Suyate means it manifests. Chara achara. Chara means which moves, achara means which doesn't move, which means everything in this world which moves and doesn't move is created by material energy. But that material energy works under the direction of Krishna. Hetu na nena kaunteya. Hetuna is that the cause or under its rule this manifestation is created. Jagat viparivartate. This Jagat comes into existence, disappears and functions. Under its rule, under the rule of material nature, this manifestation is created, annihilated and functions under the rule of material nature. But that rule of that material nature itself is under Krishna's superintendence. Now, very beautiful purport Prabhupada is writing. So, I am going to read the purport. It's clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. So, it's important that Krishna is aloof from these activities. Aloof means what? Like separate, like alone. Meaning, Krishna just creates this material world and allows material energy, Durga Devi, to take care of it. He doesn't interfere. It's like in a society, there is police department. Now, the chief minister is not going to personally get involved in the functioning of the police department. He just appoints somebody who's going to take care of things. And they will take care of things as per the rules set by the chief minister or whatever, right? So, just like that, Krishna has created his material world and he's put Durga Devi as the warden, person responsible. Now, Durga Devi has certain rules and regulations by which she has to work. That is her portfolio. She can function within some boundaries, right? Just like police department can function within some boundaries. They can't just do whatever they want. And so Krishna remains away, doesn't bother about day-to-day functioning of material nature, but it all functions under, he is the Supreme Director. So which means Durga Devi cannot function independently. She cannot just decide to do whatever she wants. She has to function as per the instructions or rules set forth by Krishna. Now what are these rules? Generally this rule is called karma phala. Primary rule that we have to understand as a function of this material energy is this philosophy of karma and phala, that there is work and there is fruit of work. Now the way Durga Devi functions is that Krishna in the Vedas is said there is karma, vikarma, akarma. So there are three types of action one can do. One is called karma. Karma means something which is approved by the Shastra, by Vedas. This is called karma. Then there is vikarma. Vikarma is something that we are not supposed to do. Now, if we do karma, there is a fruit, phala, associated. And if we do vikarma, also there is a fruit associated. These rules are given by Krishna as to what karma results in what phala. And Durga Devi has to just execute it flawlessly, and she executes it flawlessly, which means that nobody can escape her rule. Some people do mistakes seeing this side and that side. There are so many evidences who are actually looking at us, including sun, moon. So many of them are seeing what we are doing and they write down, yes, this person at this time did this nonsense. This person at this time did this good work. And we can't just lie. Whom will we lie to? Right? They're all superior energies to us. Now all of them are working under the jurisdiction of material energy. So we can't escape. So when people get into trouble, when they face some difficulties in life, they say, no, I didn't do anything. Now, Durga Devi is not going to give you some karma phala if you didn't do anything. It's not a wrong address. It's the right address. Which means that we have done some time and all that is recorded. So we can't escape Durga Devi. We can't escape her rule. But she doesn't work independently. So she is working under the direction of Krishna. Right? But when we look at this material nature, people think, no, there is no supreme controller. Just running just like that. It's like Prabhupada used to give an example saying that a small child will look at a signal, traffic signal, and say, oh, this traffic signal is running by itself. Right? Because he doesn't see any human being, switching on lights, turning on green, amber, red. Because he doesn't understand. Similarly, one who doesn't understand the way this material world functions, they look at this material world and say, oh, looks like it's all running independently. No, it's not running independently. It's running under the jurisdiction of Durga Devi, who is herself under the jurisdiction or under the rule of Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the supreme will and the background of this material manifestation. He is the supreme will, which means that if he desires only, then this material world will come into existence. Otherwise, it won't. Sarva Karana Karanam. Brahma Samhita says, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is the ultimate cause. And the Veda says, Tena vina trinavapi na chalati. Tena vina, without him, not even a blade of grass can move. So it's completely Krishna's super will, supreme will, by which this whole material world comes into existence and gets destroyed. But the management is being conducted by material nature. Krishna also states in Bhagavad Gita that all of the living entities in different forms and species, I am the father. Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita. So Krishna is the father and the body comes through Durga. Right? The father gives seeds to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly the Supreme Lord, by his mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to their last desires and activities. So what happens after this world comes to an end? All of us previously, in our subtle, along with our subtle body, we enter into the body of Mahavishnu. And before dying, we had certain desires and we had done some activities, etc. in our past life. Now what happens when time comes for creation again? So what Mahavishnu does is he glances over. Where is our Goloka chart? Is not there. So he glances over Rama Devi, who is his wife, and Rama Devi's shadow is Durga. So Mahavishnu's glance indirectly falls on Durga Devi. And so Shiva and Durga, they are the material father and mother. The ultimate cause is Mahavishnu and Rama Devi. So through them, we get these bodies. That's why Shiva is called Linga. Linga is the male reproductory organ. And Durga is the female reproductory organ. And through their coming together, all these jivas who are there in Mahavishnu, they are, like Prabhupada here is saying, he is injecting into the womb of material nature, but that injecting into the womb of material nature happens through Shiva. Shiva is the immediate cause. So all of us enter into the womb of material nature, and based on our last activities and desires, we develop these bodies and enter into some mother's womb, when time comes for us to take birth. So the whole process behind this is happening under the supreme will of Krishna, and his energy, which is material energy, is what is making all this happen. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. This we understood already in the second chapter, third chapter, etc. Krishna talks about karma. Every karma there is a phala, and based on the phala, which is called as prarabdha karma. Prarabdha means whatever has to be experienced in this birth is called prarabdha. And the prarabdha generally cannot be changed. What is this prarabdha? This prarabdha is, for example, the house in which we are born, whatever the height we have got. Weight we can increase and decrease. Height we can't increase and decrease, right? Or whatever, right? The color of the eye. Of course, today for everything there is some surgery, right? You can do, but whatever we are born from birth, it's called prarabdha. It's called prarabdha. And this prarabdha is a result of all our previous karmas which have fructified for us to enjoy or suffer in this birth. So which is why when a child is born, a horoscope is made. A horoscope, actually, when you go to an astrologer to make an horoscope, astrologer asks time of birth, place of birth, date, right? So this time, place and date determines the planetary influence on the jiva. So we do this Navagraha Pradakshina. These Navagrahas have influence on the human being. They are the primary means for karma phala to come to us. So based on their influence, a jiva takes birth in a particular family, at a particular place, at a particular date, time. Now the influence of all these planets are there on the jiva, and that influence continues till that person dies. This is prarabdha, and whatever that functioning happens, whatever happiness, distress, everything that comes to the jiva is based on his prarabdha. Prarabdha means you cannot change it. Now we are all struggling very hard to change our future, isn't it? But our future cannot be changed. Future is already predestined. We only discover our future. We can't create our future. This is the modern misconception, saying that future is in our hands. No, future will reveal itself. We will see the future in the way it is supposed to reveal itself based on our own karma phala. The only chance for this karma phala to change is when somebody surrenders to Krishna. Because Krishna is saying, Sarva dharman pariteja mamekam sharanam vraja, am tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasmi. That is the only condition when Krishna will change the karma phala. Till somebody surrenders to Krishna, they have to enjoy and suffer their past deeds in the form of events, happiness, distress that will manifest at certain time in our life. And sometimes, some people will endeavor so much to correct some, change some, get out of some problem, but they're not able to. And sometimes some people don't do anything and they're free from their problem. Now all this is based on the jiva's karma phala. Somebody goes to the doctor, multiple doctors he goes, he doesn't get any cure. Somebody goes to one doctor and immediately gets a cure. All this is just karma phala. It's not that person's intelligence or anything like that. Of course, the person will also get an intelligence to go to a particular person at a particular time, etc., based on his karma phala. So pretty much we are like the puppets. We like puppets. Our previous karma phala is controlling us. It's controlling what we will do. And this whole thing is driven by Durga Devi. She is the warden. So we can't just misbehave or we can't just escape her. Just like a person in a jail cannot escape the jailer or warden, right? Whatever happens, whether that person is there or not there, he knows what is happening in the jail. Similarly, our life is just being run based on our karma phala, and all this is the Durga Devi is taking care of it, making sure that it happens as required. Hmm. Because he glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. This example is given in the Smriti. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person. Meaning, there's a fragrant flower. Now, the flower doesn't have to be very close to the person. But if the fragrance is strong enough, then the person will smell that fragrance without actually coming in contact. Yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. The flower is somewhere, the smelling ability is there in the nose. They are not in touch with each other, but still a person will smell. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Person of Godhead. Actually, Krishna has nothing to do with this material world, but he creates by his glance and ordains. Why he has nothing to do with this material world? Actually, Krishna has already said previously. He says Udasinavat. Krishna is uninterested in this material world. Because this material world is a jail created for those misbehaving children of Krishna who didn't want to be with him, who wanted to be independent, who did not want the Lord's superintendence. They wanted to become free. So Krishna has created this jail, and Krishna is not happy with this jail. Meaning, he doesn't like to see his children suffering here. So he is not interested in this material world. And what is he busy doing? He is busy taking care of his devotees. He is busy enjoying in Goloka with his devotees. And he doesn't have interest to do anything about this material world. So he's given it up completely to Durga Devi. And the only people in this material world that Krishna is interested in are his own devotees. Apart from that, those who are not devotees of Krishna, everybody else is under the control of Maya, Durga. So Krishna is not very much interested in this material world except for taking care of his devotees and taking them back home to Goloka. That's all he is interested in. But he is not much interested in the functioning of this material world. Because this material world punishes jivas. Punishes meaning because of our own work we are getting punished, but Krishna can't see it. As a father, he can't see children suffering. Right? And he says like, why are you suffering? It's like Prabhupada used to give this example saying that there's one person who is the son of a very rich man, but he's forgotten who his father is. And he's begging in the street, saying that please give me some food. And that father comes and says, hey, you are my son, why are you begging? We can feed everybody in this whole country. Why are you begging? Because he's forgotten. He's forgotten that his father is so rich. So that like that Krishna is saying, why are you begging for small things here in the material world? You come to me, I'll give you everything. Why are you struggling here? Why are you suffering like this? Why don't you just come and we'll enjoy in the spiritual world? And when jivas, even after hearing, no effect. They're still drowned in Maya, they're still drowned in sense gratification, in thinking they are the body and trying to, take care of the body, give it various things to make the body happy. Krishna feels very bad. Krishna feels sorry for his children. So whenever he sees here, he will be like crying, looking at all of us suffering here. So he is not interested, but he is interested in reclaiming us. He wants to take us back home, back to Godhead. And that is why he gives scriptures, he sends acharyas to help us out, saying that, no, don't struggle. Don't go through so much difficulty. Come to me and you can enjoy. Mm. Which is why Srila Prabhupada, that really old age, say at the age of 70, he went out of India to distribute this knowledge. I keep saying this again and again because if he had not gone that day, we wouldn't be sitting here today, right? It was his compassion, right? He was seeing souls suffering without Krishna consciousness, and he said, why? Why should they suffer? Why can't they accept Krishna? What is the difficulty? Prabhupada used to ask. What is the difficulty in accepting Krishna? Hmm? And what is the difficulty in accepting Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada used to say, what is the difficulty in singing and dancing and feasting? That's what Krishna consciousness is, right? We do kirtan, we take honor prasadam, singing. But somehow, because of this, our attachment to this material world, we can't see reality in front of us. We can't see reality. So that's why Bhagavatam says that this material world, this material energy, she creates an illusion. It's like a dream. In a dream, somebody is shouting, "Tiger, tiger, tiger, save me, save me, save me." And then there's somebody who's lying beside that person saying, I can't see any tiger. Why is this guy shouting, "Tiger, tiger, tiger"? He says, "Hey, get up. There's no tiger here." "Oh, no tiger." "Oh, it was a dream." Like that, we are asleep on the laps of Maya, thinking that I am this body, this material world is for me to enjoy. And then our acharyas like Prabhupada comes and says, wake up, shake up. Why are you sleeping like this? Jeev jago, jeev jago. Jago, get up, get up, get up. See the reality. The reality is you are not this material body. This material world does not belong to you. It's not for your enjoyment. It's a jail. Rectify yourself, correct yourself, and go back to the real world. Come out of the dream. And so we can't come out of the dream unless we engage in devotional activities. Right? We have to do Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, theoretically, that's why just if you're just philosophers, we can't understand Krishna consciousness. We have to understand. Now, how will we understand that Durga Devi is under Krishna's control? Because when you become a devotee, suddenly you see that the normal rules that are working don't seem to be working for you. So many examples. For example, now for a person, for an ordinary person who is not a devotee, now if he has to eat food, generally, it is like he has to do some effort and he has to, cook and eat and all that. But for a devotee, like things are taken care. It automatically, like prasadam comes. We've seen so many times. We would have gone to some preaching program and so many people, more people came than expected, and prasadam almost looks like it's going to get over. The devotees are not going to have prasadam, but somehow magically somebody will get some prasadam from somewhere, and devotees are fed. It's like that. So many times we experience things like this. Like the other day, I was saying that. One day I just got out of my car and started driving, and then somebody called from behind saying that, sir, your vehicle is punctured. Now I didn't notice that my vehicle was punctured. Okay, he just told me right in front of a puncture shop. So what I did, I just stopped. That guy was there. He came, changed, and we went. That's all. It's like that. Otherwise maybe I would have gone with the puncture tire for some more time, etc., etc. So like this, day in day out, we will keep experiencing, saying that, see, possibly by just it was material nature, I would have had to, go with a punctured tire for long time. But then Krishna takes care. So Krishna supersedes the material rules for devotees. The ultimate rule that Krishna supersedes is death. Right? Krishna supersedes death for devotees, and devotees don't die. Like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva, in 6 months, he did austerities and he was able to see Krishna. See Vishnu, 400 form Vishnu. And then Vishnu gives him a benediction. He says, 36,000 years you will enjoy. And then you will come to me. So all those years over, and then suddenly then there is some plane which comes down, Vaikuntha plane comes to take Dhruva. And then when Dhruva is just about to get onto that plane, Dhruva's death comes. And what does Dhruva do? He puts his leg on death and gets onto the plane. Which means that death, which is normal, natural for every human being, is not there for devotees. Sant Tukaram, I give this example. Even today you can see there. In the place where he climbed, he got onto the Vaikuntha plane. In the same body, he didn't die. So like this, Krishna is the overseer, and for devotees he will override the rules of this material world. But for others who are normal jivas, who are normal human beings, who are not devotees of Krishna, who are not surrendered to Krishna, the rules just function as they are. And they can't escape. So which is why Krishna is saying this energy is under my control, but she works flawlessly. So Krishna elsewhere saying that it's very difficult to cross this material energy, to overcome this material energy. But one who surrenders to Krishna can very easily cross over it. Otherwise we are stuck in this material world. Very stringent laws of nature, very stringent. Prabhupada wrote a book called as Laws of Nature. On the cover page is very interesting. Cover page is there is one cow or something, and there's one butcher who's cutting the cow's head, and but the faces of both of them are reverse, and the face of the cow is of a man, and the face of the man is of a tiger. So basically, laws of nature are very stringent, saying that this whole killing of animal business. It's called in Hindi or in Kannada. It's called, or in Sanskrit, mamsaha. Mamsaha in Kannada it's called mamsa. Mamsa means non-vegetarian. Generally we say non-vegetarian. Mamsa. Actually, mamsa is not non-vegetarian. Mamsa is a word in Sanskrit, which means that I am killing you now. I have now entered into implicit agreement with you that you will kill me in the next life. This is mamsaha. So if we kill an animal, next life we have to be killed by that animal. It's a rule. We can't escape. Right? And if we inflict pain on somebody, same amount of pain comes to us. That's why I keep telling people, saying that when you are suffering, you will go to God and say, God, please take away my suffering. But that time we never think, saying that same amount of suffering I have given to somebody, and I didn't bother about it at that time. Now that I am suffering, I am praying to Krishna. How much pain that jiva would have gone through. So like this law of nature is very, very stringent. The only way we can escape it is by taking shelter of Krishna. Okay. So the little bit technical verse, and the proof of this, how Krishna is in control, actually is the upcoming festival for us. What is the upcoming festival? Narasimha Chaturdashi. So for whom did Narasimha Dev appear? For protecting Prahlad. For protecting Prahlad Maharaj. Right? And Prahlad was directly, Hiranyakashipu was standing there like his own father, like wanting to kill Prahlad. Just imagine, 5-year-old child, father wants to kill. How can he escape? Right? And Prahlad is being thrown from the top of a hill. What is material laws will say? That one who jumps off a hill will fall and die. This is what material nature says. Right? But didn't happen. Prahlad didn't die. If you take poison, what is supposed to happen? You're supposed to die. Prahlad was given poison, but Prahlad didn't die. So it means none of the laws of nature worked on Prahlad. Isn't it? So which means that for devotees there are no laws of nature. Krishna will supersede everything. Because Krishna supersedes even material energy. So that's why it's timely, and Krishna took care of Prahlad because Prahlad was fully dependent on Krishna. He didn't know of anybody else. He said, "Oh, I'm going to die. Okay, if Vishnu wants, let me die." He has that much confidence. If somebody even bangs our car from behind, we'll stop, come out of the car and say, we are ready to fight. And here there is somebody trying to kill Prahlad, and Prahlad doesn't even open his mouth. He just Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that's all. Nothing else is coming from his mouth. Mare Krishna Rakhe Khe, Rakhe Krishna Mare Khe. Prabhupada used to say. If Krishna wants to kill, who can protect? If Krishna wants to protect, who can kill? So which means that everything is in Krishna's control. He is the Sarva Karana Karana. And all this material energy, etc., is working under his direction. As the warden of this jail, but reformed individuals will be sent away from jail early. Right? If somebody reforms, then they're sent before their term is over. So like that, if we reform ourselves, then Krishna will personally take care of us and take us back home into Goloka. And then we are free from the effects of this material energy. Okay, we'll stop here. If there is any question. Future is decided.
So we can stop doing it.
Oh yes, absolutely. You have faith in that? You can sit. See, the beauty about this karma phala is such that if you are sitting, and suppose you have to be outside at that point of time, some phone will come. You'll take the phone, go out and stand. It's like that. So you don't have to try to do it also. You will be made to do. You will be made to do. And that is why it's foolishness to think that I am doing this, I am doing this. No, I am being made to do. I am being made to do. We have to change this sentence in our mind. I am being made to do because this is my karma phala. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But for a devotee, maybe he should have been there and some vehicle should have, he should have had an accident. Then the phone doesn't connect. It will be like that. He'll go till the entrance and come back. Oh, phone didn't connect. It's like that, So whatever karma has to happen for ordinary jivas, they can't escape. They are pushed to act. Durga Devi is super powerful. You can't escape her control. But she is herself looking at Krishna. Krishna is saying, hey, don't bother me, devotee. Hands off. No, he's not mine, he's yours. You take care. But otherwise, karma is just very powerful. We are just simply thinking that I am doing something. It's just our illusion. When you come to reality, we understand, no, it had to happen, it happened. Life of devotee is even amazing. Right? Life of devotee is, whatever happens is not even my karma phala. Life of devotee is, whatever happens is Krishna's will. But for that, we should have surrendered to Krishna wholeheartedly, knowing that I don't have anybody else in this world. It's only Krishna. For such people, Krishna takes care of everything in their life. Actually, once this process of initiation happens, it's called Diksha. Once initiation happens, all our karma phala is destroyed, gone. Which means actually, technically, from that point of time, we don't have any material happiness or suffering. But then what Krishna does is, Krishna takes full control over the jiva. To the extent of our surrender. If you are fully surrendered, Krishna takes full control of our life. And he creates situations in our life which looks like our karma phala, just to make sure that we become qualified to go back to him. So I was saying that, I came into Krishna consciousness in 2010. 2010 to 2012 was like, just like I was on cloud 9. You know what cloud 9 means? Like, I had not experienced that amount of happiness in my life ever till then. In those 2 years engaging in Krishna consciousness, I experienced so much happiness. Of course, I was working, etc., etc., right? But still, I used to, do so much, and I used to feel like so happy, like nobody could touch me. It's like that. Nobody, nothing. It's okay. Just be happy. I used to be in this mood for 2 years, and then after 2 years, what happened? Then I had TB, tuberculosis, and then first thing I went in front of Krishna and said, Krishna, I have done so much seva for you in 2 years. This is all your return for me. Thinking that like Krishna is some obliged, like he is to accept whatever I am saying. Then it took me 13 years to understand that whatever I was thinking was suffering. I realized that it was a boon for me. It took me 13 years to realize that. Now is it a boon? Today, Krishna has made me sit here and maybe take care of this service of running the center, and so many people come to me and talk to me and tell about their problems. If suppose I myself had not experienced any problem, how would I understand their problem? How would I have faith to tell them, saying that just depend on Krishna, everything will be okay? Because I have gone through that, I have experienced that. So today I can understand that it is actually it was Krishna's mercy on me. And more importantly, I was too bodily attached. Krishna took away all the bodily attachment. So whatever Krishna does is for our benefit, especially if you are surrendered. So we should not question at all. We should simply try to understand, how is it good for me? How is Krishna benefiting me? And for which we don't have the eyes nor maturity to see that. Then we have to go to other devotees and then ask, saying that, see, I'm going through this, I'm fully dependent on Krishna. How is this going to help me in my life? Why is Krishna doing this? Then we will get a perspective saying that, hey, see, maybe this is the reason. And every devotee realizes in their own life, every devotee realizes how Krishna was so merciful in their life. Just that we can't recognize it today. That's because of our lack of Krishna conscious vision. We don't have that vision today. When we develop that vision, and that vision comes after years of sadhana, reading Prabhupada's books, understanding philosophy, then we understand everything that Krishna does is for my good. It's like, every alternate week I go to Ballari. I'm giving you examples because I keep realizing this. So, sometimes, yesterday 9 hours I was in bus. Normally it takes about 6-7 hours. 9 hours I was in bus because of some major traffic jam here in Elmont. Now what is it teaching? It's just teaching patience. I didn't have anything urgent to do by the end of 7 hours. Right? But Krishna is saying, it's okay. This is life. Whatever comes, you have to deal with it. And once I had to go on a 1 hour bus journey standing. So tolerate. And in the heat, no AC. Tolerate. So now if I am sitting, if there is a fan or no fan, it doesn't matter to me. Because my attention doesn't go towards the fan at all. So automatically, like possibly Bangalore's summer is not a big deal, or any summer for that matter. Why? Because we go through these life situations in such a way that we understand that, okay, I can't deal with excess heat, so Krishna wants me to deal with it. So Krishna will push me through that situation. And I can try hard to find a seat, or to find a AC bus. What will happen? I just become bodily conscious. So what I do, I just skip it, saying that, okay, bus not there, okay, I'm waiting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Bus came, okay, I will get in. So we should all the time just function completely with I was telling somebody saying, Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, if somebody comes and asks him saying that, Maharaj, please come for class, to give pravachan. What Bhakti said, if we were in that place, what we would have said? Say the program is in Abhijit Prabhu's house, next door. Abhijit Prabhu comes and calls us saying that, please come class, everybody is waiting. What will he say? Yes, I'm coming. Isn't it? Now we think, going there is in my hand. I have to just get up, start walking, climb the stairs, go there. What Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say? He used to say, I'm coming, Krishna willing. Meaning, they know perfectly well that it's not in their hands. It's completely in Krishna's hands. If Krishna wants, I will climb 3 floors and go to his house. If Krishna doesn't want, I will be sitting here only. So much dependence on Krishna. So they don't see anything else apart from Krishna's hands in their life. So for them, there is no material nature. It's all personally Krishna taking care of them. For which only when we experience and when we hear experiences of other devotees, we can understand, oh yeah, possible. Possible. Why I was telling some devotees saying how this center is running. Where from Lakshmi is coming. Krishna just inspires different devotees at different points of time. And something they give, and the center runs. But we are prudent because we don't want to waste Krishna's even 1 rupee. Right? So we were having some, because of summer, we put all this fan and cooler and all that for the lot. And our electricity here is very less, like 1 kV. And we were drawing all power from 1 or 2 points. Dangerous. Now then electrician came, he said, no, do some, what is that, MCB, this, that and all that. He said 18,000. My first question was, is this absolutely required? This is Krishna's money. 18,000 is maybe not so much for people, right? But it is Krishna's money. So then a half an hour call to understand why this is required. Why it can't wait. Because it is Krishna's money. Krishna sends, but we have to be prudent to use it in the right way also. Right? But we should have faith. Okay, yes, Krishna will send. Now we are saying, okay, temple, yeah, I have faith, Krishna will make it happen. How he will make it happen, I don't know. But he will make it happen. Whether we have the ability to do anything, no. Whether we can try, yes. But it's all in his hands. It's all in his hands. This we can experience, and that is why Bhaktyam Mamami Janati. Only when a devotee who is practicing, trying to follow these instructions, only he can experience all this. Others can't experience. And so for us, really, there is no material energy. For surrendered devotees, there is no material energy. There is only Krishna. And Krishna does the needful, whatever is required. You asked a small question, I gave a long answer. Yeah. See, whatever instructions Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita, we have to develop more and more faith in those statements. Develop more and more faith. Yes, Krishna is saying this is true. Oh, unfortunately, I am not ready to accept it. It's okay. Pray to Krishna, pray to Prabhupada. And that please give me understanding, please give me intelligence, please give me faith to accept your statements. And it will happen. And if you are in the association of devotees who follow, who have faith, very easily you will develop faith. It's not very difficult. But for that, we should just little bit lower our, we think we are more intelligent than others. That pride we should reduce, ego. And then we should hear from devotees and their life, their experiences. Then we can understand, no, it's true. If it happened in that devotee's life, why can't it happen in my life? In fact, for me, my whole coming out of my job was an inspiration that happened from another devotee. Who, when I came into Krishna consciousness 15 years back, I looked at this devotee who had retired at the age of 40. He was doing some chartered accountancy, companies, whatever, filing returns, this, that, and all those things he was taking care of. And at the age of 40, he just gave up everything. And I asked him, saying that, Prabhu, how is it that how are you taking care of your family? He said, Krishna takes care. I was shocked when I heard that. He said, what does that mean, Krishna takes care? He says, sometimes when I have some, rental income, something keeps coming. And when I really need something, something will come from somewhere. Somebody had to give me some money, they'll come and give now only. He was saying like this. I said, really? Is this all possible like this? Because I was a complete pakka materialist who thought that, it's my effort, my, everything, me. And when I heard this, I said this just seems like false, as in this just seems like cheating. It can't be true. But then that devotee was so sincere, and I was seeing that his life was actually running the way he was saying. So then I developed the desire, saying that why not I also do something like this? Why not I also completely depend on Krishna? Right? And see again, Krishna made it happen. I just desired. I didn't even know how to go about it, what to do. Krishna just made it happen. And now, fortunately, I am able to tell other devotees who also want to take that path, saying that, hey, you do this. Krishna will take care of the rest. So only when, yeah, and when I was leaving my job, so many people came here and saying, Prabhu, what are you doing? You're vice president in the company, you can become CEO next. Why are you giving this job? Yeah, when I retired, maybe my salary was more than a crore. Right? So they're saying, why are you retiring? So much of money, you can make more money. I said, I don't want more money. No, you can become CEO. I said, I don't want to become CEO. But why? Because I want Krishna. I don't want CEO. I don't want more money. I have enough money. Krishna will take care of my house. Right? So, but that came just because of that one devotee. Just because of one devotee. So it's like that. So we have to see, we have to get inspired by looking at devotees. And that's the reason why good association is important. Which is why we keep telling people saying that come, be in the midst of devotees, do seva, talk to other devotees, then you will understand all this. If you're simply sitting at home and saying, okay, I read Bhagavad Gita, what can you understand Bhagavad Gita by reading? It's not some theoretical book. It's a book of practice. Right? If Krishna says, Matara, Sparshast, Kaunteya, tolerate, you have to put it into practice. Otherwise, how will you experience what Krishna is saying? So like that. So which is why devotee association is important, hearing in the association devotees is important, having faith in Krishna is important. Then slowly we'll realize. Just keep the faith. Keep the faith. Don't ever lose faith. That's all that is required. And automatically we'll realize everything that Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Anything else? Yeah.
You told that if I kill an animal this
Mm.
Denmark,
Yeah.
I will also be killed by the same animal.
In the next life. Yeah.
So but very nature is lot of animals.
Oh yeah. Bhagavatam says that all those animals that he has killed are waiting in the sky for him to die.
All the
All the animals. So he will experience that amount of pain that is inflicted on so many jivas. Just imagine what his position will be. And so he can't tolerate all that pain here. So where will he go to suffer? He has to go to hell. He has to go to hell because the amount of suffering is so much that he will die in this body. Suppose he comes in this body like this, he comes, takes birth, and all those animals have to kill him. He cannot experience the pain because one animal kills and he's gone. No? What about the pain that other animals have to inflict? So he will go to hell where he doesn't die, where he is given a body which is subtle, which is not gross, not subtle. Subtle body cannot experience pain. Gross body will die. So he is given an intermediate body to experience all the suffering that he is inflicted. He can't escape. And at that time, he will feel, oh, what have I done? Can I just die, please? Yamaduta said, no dying. Suffer. This is your punishment because you killed so many animals. So it's miserable. I mean, when we hear all this, it's like, my God. When you hear description of hell in the 5th canto, last chapter of Bhagavatam, it's very dangerous, very dangerous. Simple thing like, being cruel has a reaction. If you're just disrespectful to somebody, there's a reaction. The 7 categories of sins. This world is very, very stringent. Actually, I could have talked about that also in this class. The laws of nature are very, very stringent. Very stringent. So somebody just sees an ant on this one and then, right? Or if something is climbing, they flick the ant with the hand and it dies. That karma phala is on you now. You will also have to die that pain. That same pain that ant experienced, you have to experience. Right? So we can't escape. That is the reason why Shastra says human life is of responsibility. You have to be responsible. We can't just say, no, 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 my convenience. Oh, this mosquito was coming and biting me. I see so nicely, I killed the mosquito. Next, we will be the target of that bat, right? Bhagavatam says, for that we have to go and suffer in hell. For killing mosquitoes. Why you want to go to hell? Huh? Oh, no, no, Prabhu, but if you don't kill it, it's going to cause dengue, malaria. Is it? How many mosquitoes have we got bitten so far in our life? How many times we've had dengue? So reality is something different. Right? We live in a different world, unfortunately. And that world teaches us to just survival of the fittest, we say. Many devotees come and ask, Prabhu, this manager of mine is like very painful. What should I do, Prabhu? I said, why you have to do anything? No, no, he become a pain in my life. So I just say, okay, first thing you realize you are pain in his life sometime. So he's giving it back. Now if you retaliate, you have to again take birth to have a dealing with him in the next life. You want to do that, or just keep quiet. You keep quiet, then as soon as your karma phala is over, he'll back off. All change, relations change, everything paka ho gaya. That's all. Why break your head? It's easier said than done, but at least the philosophy we have to know. Saying that this how it is functioning. And slowly we will get faith to do these things. We'll come to a stage in life where things that you are reacting to today, Suresh Prabhu, you will stop reacting. You'll stop reacting. Today you might feel, oh, this, that, and all that. But after a few years, it's okay. It's automatic, natural progression. Unknowingly. Previously is okay. Okay, unknowingly there is no concession. Knowingly or unknowingly, you take a vehicle on the street and they say, I didn't know the rules. What is the response? Why are you riding a vehicle if you didn't know the rules? First go learn the rules. So in human birth we don't have an option saying, sorry, I didn't know. Okay, you didn't know, you did the karma, you have to still suffer. But now that you become Krishna conscious, Krishna will take it away. Otherwise, you have to suffer. Knowingly, unknowingly, no exception. No. That is why these laws are very stringent. You say you are a human being, first learn these things. Learn what is good, what is bad, what should be done, what should not be done. Then, which is what Gurukul used to be previously. Everybody used to know all this. It's like today our world is like this. We are not taught basics. But previously everybody knew basics. And somebody was telling, he was telling, Prabhu, we were taught saying that lying, we should not lie. I said, you are fortunate that you are taught that. In today's world, what will parents treat children? You can lie to the teacher, just escape somehow. They're not worried about whether they are teaching morals, ethics, nothing. Today's situation is so fallen. Anyway, so the whole point is that Krishna is in control. Please remember this. For devotees, Krishna is in control. For others, non-devotees, Maya is in control. But Maya's work is also to bring jivas to Krishna only. Somehow. Suffer. And she is thinking, why don't you turn towards Krishna, you fool? You're suffering so much, why don't you just turn towards him? All your suffering will go. Say, no, I want to suffer. Okay? We'll stop. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।